Hey everybody, Techie 101 here. And before we get into the actual review today, I wanted to administer a quick survey just to see what you guys want to see happen now that we're nearing the end of the final arc. Do you want to see A, the Soul King's origin story, B, the return of Espada number 6, Grimmjow Jaggerjack, C, witnessing Uehara Kisuke's Bankai, or D, Yoruichi Shihoing having a sibling that we didn't know existed or really even cared about? Cast your votes now! Okay, they're all in. Let me just check them out here. Okay, we got... fuck it, it's gonna be D, isn't it? Hey everybody, Techie101 here, here to review Bleach chapter number 606, entitled Divine Divisions. What are the Divine Divisions, you may ask? Well, you see... Actually, I don't really know. I guess the Zero Squad, but that's kind of random. I mean, they're not really featuring the Zero Squad in this chapter. It's just the one member, but I don't know, whatever. Anyway, chapter begins with Ichibei Hyosubi lecturing Yuha Bach on the last attack that he just delivered. My, Yuha Bach. I tell you not to call my name, and you call my name. I tell you to die, and you live. I tell you to go pick up McDonald's that one time, you bring me back Burger King. I tell you to go pick me up Alpha Sapphire, you bring back Omega Ruby. Oh, what is the difference, really? I fucking hate Groudon, Bach. We don't need to have this conversation again. So, yeah, apparently I guess that scene from the last chapter wasn't just for dramatic effect, like Ichibei's like, I'm gonna kill you. No, seriously, his pupils do get whited out, and I guess he adds a couple more shades around him, and he's just like, yeah, I'm gonna kill you now, Bach. Like, his personality completely changes in this chapter, and we'll soon see that. But yeah, Yuha realizes that, oh shit, I'm probably gonna die here, so he summons his sword. Weapon Aram activate. Holy Sword, Soibarong. Yeah, I went ahead and named Yuha Bach's sword because I figured, fuck, we're probably never going to get a name for it, and honestly, it's not much of like a special sword like a Zanpakuto. It's more of just like a traditional broadsword, so why not? But by the way, if you're German, sorry, I probably mispronounced the word Soibarong. What the hell is that? It's my weapon, Aram, Soibarong. It means, I don't care what it means, I'm not fucking German. What the hell's a weapon, Aram? Oh, it's from that manga Mare. Remember that? Yeah, the anime was on Toonami about 10 years ago. God, I missed that. They don't even have a DVD release or anything. Fucking title cards. So yeah, we get the title page of the chapter, then we cut down to the Vandente, where we see a mysterious silhouetted figure using flash step as they bounce around the Soul Society carrying a very large package. Wait, Nii-sama? Probably nothing. So anyway, we cut to Uehara Kisuke, who I guess is outside the 12th Division barracks. You know, I originally assumed that Uehara was going to head up to the Soul Palace with Ichigo and Yoruichi. I mean, it would just make sense. I mean, the only enemies that are left to fight are up there, so why the hell would you stay down there? Go at the, you know, take your full force, go up there and be like, damn, we're going to do this. You know, just raid attack on Bach and then kill him and then everything's good. I mean, you have the Zero Squad backing you up. I mean, I know that the other Elite Stern Riders are up there, but they don't know that at that point. But no, Uehara stuck around, and at first I was like curious about that, but I have a theory on what he's going to do at the end of this chapter. So anyway, he's outside just kind of drawing in the ground with his cane. Then we have a voice arrive and state that, aren't you supposed to be inside slaving away with the calculations? Uehara says he's finished the calculations a while ago, and now he's just kind of waiting on them guys. Who are those guys, you ask? Well, they're the Fullbright. No, that would make sense. It's the mysterious figure. No, that's not until later. Oh, how about the other visors that nobody really cared about? Hey, look, it's the other visors that nobody really cared about. I mean, okay, yeah, Love is pretty cool. Love's a captain class Shinigami. I'm sure he could do something cool. He's probably the only one out of this entire set I actually want to see what he could do in a fight. And he looks the most badass here. You know, Hiyori has the ball cap. Hachi has the little umbrella. And by the way, I just noticed Hachi got his arm back. I just noticed that. I know Hachi was seen before this back in, I think, chapter 545, I believe, but it just hit me just now. Hachi has his arm back, so good for Hachi. And then we have Lisa, who is just having her typical bland expression with an umbrella, just kind of still, you know, wearing her school uniform, which that's her thing. She always wears a school uniform, because I remember she was into that whole perverted aspect of her reading, like, hentai manga. But these characters haven't been seen in so long that I kind of forgot what their, like, little quirks were. But yeah, Love looks the coolest. He's rocking the typical anime cloak. Anybody that shows up after a long absence wearing a cloak, gonna fucking end you. You know they will. But anyway, yeah, Hiyori basically just asked them, you know, what the hell? I thought you guys were going to wait until, you know, we showed up and we were going to go all together. Why'd you send Yoruichi ahead of time? And Urahara's like, well, you know, the situation sort of changed, so I had no choice but to send Yoruichi. Remember, Yoruichi was helping the other visors collect all the energy and, like, the rifts in order to power the cannonball to send them up there. Now, the cannonball, they can't get up there again because the cannon would actually collapse after the first use. So now, what I'm finally thinking is going to happen, and how Kubo is going to tie this all around, is that Urahara, along with the other visors, along with another individual that we're going to see very briefly, are going to head all the way over to Kukaku's place. Then they're going to meet up with the Fullbringers, and then we're finally going to tie all this shit together, and they're all going to head up to the Soul Palace. Granted, if this does happen, it's probably not going to happen for another 30 fucking chapters or whatever, but that's the best idea I have for this, okay? That's the best one. So anyway, while Hiyori's basically chastising Urahara, you know, just having their little catty relationship that they have back and forth, she states that, you know, you only sent Ichigo and the others up there first. You know, be honest. You only sent them to slow the enemy down. You know, you're not planning on Ichigo and them actually taking down Bach. They can't do that. You're thinking that they're just going to be able to slow down the enemy long enough so we can gather everyone together, and then we can head up and kind of like act as the secondary attack force sort of deal. And Urahara doesn't like do anything. He just kind of doesn't turn his head around. He doesn't confirm this or reject this. He just kind of just stays silent. So maybe that's, I mean, Urahara is a smart guy, but yeah, that's what I mean. He's a smart guy. He's like, oh shit, stuff's going on in the Soul Palace. Okay, I can't get up there. Ichigo, guys, yeah, you gotta head up there. Yeah, it's you gotta do it, man. You gotta do it. And maybe that's why he was so, like, ready to go when, you know, Ryu and Yuha went up there. He just shows up and he's like, hey guys, you want to go to the Soul Palace? I can do it for you. Want to go? Come on. He was doing that because he's like, oh shit, if we don't get I didn't plan on, you know, Yuha going up there, so, you know, we have to slow him down at least a little bit before I can gather everything together, because I think he has another master plan going on. It may or may not tie into what Shunsui and Ukitake were planning. I'm not sure, but it's going to do something. But anyway, then we get the arrival of the mysterious silhouetted individual. It turns out to be someone that we've never met before, although has a dark complexion similar to Yoruichi. Okay, this individual right here is actually Yoruichi's younger sibling. And as you may notice, I'm not saying younger sister, younger brother, I'm saying younger sibling. Because I got no goddamn idea what the freaking gender this thing is, okay? This is the 23rd head of the Shihoin family. In case you forgot, Yoruichi was the 22nd head of the family, and the person is the guardian of the godly gears. I think it was like the holy armor in the other translation, which, I mean, that's a pretty goddamn awesome title, right? Guardian of, like, holy armor, heavenly gears, godly gears, whatever. So it's implied that whatever is in the package that this person dropped off and was going to give to Yoruichi to help her, this is most certainly, like, awesome, like, I don't know, Spirit Iron Man armor or something. I'm getting pumped for this. But yeah, Urahara relays the information that, yeah, Yoruichi already had to go on ahead. I'm sorry. It was all for the betterment of the court, or the Gotei. And I said this, I asked in a Facebook post, like, okay, who do you guys think, like, what gender do you think Yushiro Shihoin is? That's the person's name, Yushiro Shihoin. And I got, like, half saying girl, half saying boy. There were good, you know, explanations why they said boy, because Shiro, the ending, you know, that's supposed to designate a male, but then again, Senjumaru Shutara has the same thing with Maru, so that doesn't really mean anything. And, you know, if I'm gonna go by my personal opinion, I'm gonna say a girl, just because the person looks kind of feminine, but, you know, it could be easily a boy. Remember Giselle? Yeah, we're not going back to Giselle, so fuck it. It's an it from now on. Sorry, Yushiro, don't care, you're an it from now on. And it doesn't even matter, because, guys, I don't want to, you know, break it to you, but I don't think we should be getting attached too much to this character. Let me think. Final arc of the series, character that we didn't even care or even want to exist. Was anyone out there in the fandom really saying, damn, I really hope Yoruichi has a younger sibling? No, so we didn't care about this person's individuality, and they just showed up when they were in, like, the latter half of the final arc. So, sorry, kid, I'm gonna have to take the doom stamp on you here. Boom! Yeah, Yeah, you're probably gonna die. Your death may fuel Yoruichi's blood-soaked rage, and she might go into, like, Shunko and, like, rape a Sternritter, with her Shunko, not actually rape a Sternritter. But that's all you're probably good for here. Hey, wait a second. Your mouth is kind of like a upside down... Okay, hold on a second. Yeah, there we go. W-mouth! If anyone out there gets that reference, I'll give you a shout out on the next video. The W-mouth reference. Post below what you think I'm referencing to that. If you get it right, I'll give you a shout out. But only the first person I see. Because if the first person comments, everyone else will be like, oh yeah, it is from that. I went back and checked. No, one person knows though. At least one person. Hiyori kind of chastises Urahara a little bit more, saying like, I hate when you say that. It's for the betterment of the court. As to imply that, you know, it's a little bit worse off than the... I mean, he knows a little bit more than he's letting on, or he has a little bit more darker motives. But yeah, at the end of the day, I'm hoping this holy armor that Yushiro has is a little bit more cooler than the Quincy armor that we didn't get to see back in the you know, the Remembrance of the Rain, you know, previous the arc about Misaki and Isshin, how, you know, Ryuken's like, prep the Quincy armor, the holy armor or something, and we get like one panel and we only see half of it, and I'm like, I'm expecting like, you know, Urahara and Hiyori and Love to show up in like Iron Man gear, like, you know, let's do this. But probably not. Anyway, though, we cut back up to the Soul Palace where we see the epic clash between Yuha and Ichibei. Ah, Ichibei, it seems your demeanor has changed slightly. Oh yes, it has. Ho, 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 ho. Sorry, that just slipped out. Wait a second. Wait, what did you just say? Nothing, it's just a verbal tick. Wait a second, no. You were really jolly a little while ago. You have a really long beard. You're hundreds of thousands of years old. Oh shit, you're not. That's right, Yuha Bach. I'm Santa Claus. Oh, fuck me. Ah, so my enemy finally raised his ugly head once again. Ho ho, you've been a very naughty boy this year, huh, Bach? Yes, well, I wouldn't be if you just gave me my freaking Christmas present back when I was a kid. Oh boy, I'm so excited. I can't wait until I get all my presents. Dear Christmas man, all I want for Christmas is a red motherfucking scooter. And you never gave it to me! You were very naughty that year, Bach. You knocked over a kid on the playground and you stole his M&Ms. Oh yes, I stole some chocolate-coated candies from an 8-year-old. This compared to the thousands I've literally genocided in just the past week alone. Yes, that really ranks at the bottom of my most dastardly deeds. You're not getting the scooter. I want my fucking scooter! Yeah, I'm kind of making fun of this, but let's be honest here for a second. If you celebrate Christmas and if you get toys, you know, for Christmas and all that shit, you know for a fact that there was always one toy that you never got. And now, like 10 years later, they don't make it anymore. So you're never getting it. You're never getting it. It's impossible. And there's that hole in your heart. You're never going to be able to feel, I want my Astro Megazord! I want it now! Damn it! It was so cool! It was the coolest one! Oh, right, the chapter. Yeah, anyway, so yeah, Yuha Bach's using his broadsword while Ichibei is, of course, countering with his paintbrush. Yuha blocks it, although the paintbrush does stroke across his arm. And he states that, well, while it's a paintbrush, it can't obviously cut anything, although it can cut through the essence of the name. Of course, since Ichibei's whole gist is that he's the guardian of the name, or he's the one that gives out names, it would be appropriate that his ability affects names of things. Or in, I guess, a certain sense is, he is like the god of names. So when he says, like, something his name is changed, it's like a big deal. He explains what that means. Since he cut Yuha Bach's arm, he states that the arm is now not called an arm anymore. It's called something else. Now, in the original translation, it was just R, like A-R, but the Japanese translation was something different. Basically, it's removing a syllable from the word arm. Arm is, of course, a two-syllable word, because R, but, you know, so he cut out one of the syllables, and you don't really need to understand the logistics of this whole thing. It's more of just, like, symbolism for his power. Basically, since he removed a syllable and arm got cut down by half, that means that Yuha's strength or muscle, you know, action has been cut down by half, so his arm is, like, is weaker now. That's basically what he's getting across here. So, yeah, he explains this for a little bit. Yuha tries to attack him again, but this time Ichibei just slices right across him down the middle, so now his entire body strength is halved as well. He doesn't give a specific name for this. So, yeah, Ichibei just, like, twirl of the freaking paintbrush, flacks Yuha across the motherfucking face, sends him flying back, you know, 1,000 ri or whatever distance he got flung last chapter, and he knocks him into the side of the freaking Soul Palace. He, like, conks his head off the side of the vestibule road, gets knocked up, and Ichibei is just like, oh, Yuha, now that it has been cleaved in two, the Quincy leader is at half power, and now how does it feel to be torn asunder by Father Christmas, I mean the most hated leader of the Shinigami, with only half the effort? God, that smile's creepy! Doesn't matter how much I work on that, it's still gonna be creepy. How do you feel now, Bach? Ho, 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 ho. Oh, God, I think I freaking cracked my skull wide open. Oh, I mean, yeah, do I look like I'm suffering to you? So yeah, Yuha is not fazed at all by this turn of events, okay? Now, little question here about Ichibei. Ichibei in this chapter was just like, oh man, I gotta have to kill you. It's like he's like really serious all of a sudden, like his previous methods didn't work. I honestly thought he was doing pretty good, you know, with the hand rejection thing. You know, I mean, yeah, Yuha kind of countered that once by using like the Sankt Bogen and, you know, shooting his arrow through him, but what was stopping Ichibei from just slamming him like 5 or 6 more times with the hands? I honestly think he could have solved this problem quite easily. Like, you know, have 2 hands at the same time and just like crush him like that. But regardless of that, maybe it's just the fact that Ichibei, you know, he's the leader of the Shinigami. He stated in this chapter. So that basically confirms, you know, he's the first member of the Zero Squad. He's the leader of every Shinigami in existence. He's probably the first Shinigami that was created by the Soul King, if that's indeed how they were created. If the Soul King, like, created the created the Shinigami. I'm just going with that creator myth. But, yeah, he's much more serious now, and he's in the middle of a fight. So, I mean, Yuha Bach's probably going to turn it around next chapter. He's probably going to use some other ability that we haven't seen yet. And some of you might call bullshit. Some of you might say, like, oh, he had this ability all along. Well, what was the point? But I think that's the thing about Yuha. There's so much we don't know, and in this fight with Ichibei, on a character that we, like, Ichibei is like the first guy Yuha's fought that's actually on the same level as him. So I can see now Yuha, like, using more of his tricks that he didn't even use against Yamamoto to fight against this worthy opponent. Does that mean that Ichibei is going to die? Not necessarily, but he's going to be the mechanism for us to see what Yuha can truly do. Because, of course, the series, you know, the final battle that Yuha's going to have, it's going to be Ichigo's going to have to be included. He just has to be. And I'm also thinking Uryu's going to be in there too, but Ichigo has to defeat the final villain. Bleach would be a pretty damn depressing series if the final villain was defeated by somebody other than the main character. I mean, that's the freaking point. So, yeah, at the end of the day, yeah, Ichibei's Santa Claus makes a lot of sense. So, yeah, you can send him your letters for what you want for Christmas, and Yuha Bach's probably going to pull something crazy out of his cloak next chapter. Like, oh, by the way, I had this power to resurrect the dead all along. Oh, wait, I guess he could do that because zombie, but you know what I mean. But yeah, maybe we'll get a little bit more about the other Zero Squad members, like what they're doing in the background while all this shit's going on. But yeah, interesting power for Ichibei. Makes sense for his ability. The paintbrush is pretty cool. I love that he, like, bitch slapped Yuha with a paintbrush. Never thought I saw a personification of a Nazi Jesus Christ figure getting smacked with a paintbrush, but hey, I just have to remember what my middle school art teacher always told me. You'll know you picked a good career whenever you see a Nazi Jesus Christ get slapped with a paintbrush. Damn straight, Mr. Dumb. Damn straight. Later.